You know, I do think that Kate lost an opportunity because, to be to be bigger, not just in a sort of, you know, theoretical sense, but to actually really look big on the international stage. I mean, okay, yeah, she's the future Queen of England and so on and so forth. But imagine the scenario where she actually had a Meghan Markle curtsying to her in public and how that would have played in the UK press, in the international press and in the global community, what the zeitgeist would have said about that, how that would have fulfilled so many, needs and fantasies for so many people, having Megan having to curtsy to Kate in public. I mean, my gosh, you want to talk about, in the Tatler article, they talked about how, the journalists had a sort of an unspoken contract, and one of the provisions was embiggening Kate, making her look even bigger than she conceivably already is. I mean, she's the wife of the heir apparent to the British throne. How much embiggening did she possibly need? Apparently, a lot, right? Because they're even, with articles, they have to, you realize it's to be king, to be royal, is to be in need of constant public relations, good articles, good press. You need good press because you constantly have to persuade people that, you know, this it's a con job. To be royal is a con job in the sense that you really have to persuade people that you are not just big, but you are bigger than them, you know, not necessarily in a physical sense, but just in your humanity is bigger. It's like the Pope, but more, You have to convince people that you're bigger than them, right? And that needs constant feeding, They constantly have to reassure the public. That is why the press is so important to the royal family because they need the press to keep embiggening themselves. They constantly, from the time they're born till the day they die, need to constantly embiggen themselves in the eyes of the public, right? Because the minute the public stops believing that they are bigger, the end of the monarchy follows right behind. So it's very, very important to keep embiggening, 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 embiggening. And I think one thing that would have certainly not hurt Kate in particular, because, she also needs to be embiggened, as we know, um, to wit the Tatler article that Anna Pasternak told us about the other day. Um, is to have Meghan Markle, Harry's biracial wife, the American, etc., humbled to the extent that she had to curtsy to Kate in public. And I think the way Kate could have really won this is to have befriended Meghan so that Meghan would happily curtsy. You know what I mean? This is what they really need to see. It's the happy curtsy where total subservience, right? Where Megan drinks the Kool Aid. She drinks the Kool Aid and she becomes convinced that Kate is more and that she is less. And she happily kowtows and curtsies to her superior. The joy and the skill and the prize would have been for Megan to be convinced that Kate was more. Kate is superior. Kate is bigger, right? Kate is just everything more. And then Megan happily, smilingly curtsies. I mean, this is victory. This is victory on a modern scale that equates anything from the past and maybe surpasses it. Because you're going to have this well educated woman who, has achieved so much in her own life, has had so many experiences in her own life without anybody embiggening her. She's self-made, right? And then you have her come into this country talking about she's a duchess, and she's sitting there or standing there curtsying to a woman who, without the titles that she has been so liberally bestowed, she really hasn't achieved anything. Not really, right? She hasn't done anything. She's not self-made. She is her claim to fame is her marriage, and that's it, right? There was nothing before. Okay, she came right out of university, so what possibly could there have been? She didn't have a chance to build a career or anything like that. That's true. But the bottom line is she has no achievements. And to have someone like Megan curtsying to her would have been, I think, the ultimate embiggening of Kate Middleton. And had Kate just befriended Megan and then have a happy Megan comply with that, it would have been the biggest get. All right, I'm running low on battery. I need to shut up. I need to stop. But it would have been the biggest get. And yeah, I think it's a lost opportunity by being a mean girl to Megan and sending Megan running for the hills. She lost this opportunity. I mean, who's going to curtsy to her now that anybody cares about? Just the usual suspects. Nobody cares that these people are curtsying. They're supposed to curtsy, right? It would have been the Megan curtsy that would forever put Kate in history as a powerful British queen and monarch. I mean, look at what she got this woman, Megan, to do. And she lost the opportunity, and it's her own fault because she bit off her nose to spite her face with this by being a mean girl to Megan because she could have really been big stuff, big stuff.